Welcome back once more to Tactical Knowledge's Guide to Creating and Preparing for Competitive Pokemon. In our last video, we talked about the possible threats your team will have difficulty dealing with, and how you can use team members you currently have to deal with those threats as effectively as they can and even counter them entirely. In this final video, we will talk about the 3 synergies your team has: the complementary synergy your team members have together, the incompatible synergy your team members may have, and finally, the overall team synergy your team has. As with all the other videos in this series, I am by no means the most intellectual or most knowledgeable of the subject. What I say in this video can and probably will conflict with what other, far more accomplished trainers might say on the topic. Take what I say as you see fit. Now with that said, on with the video! We've discussed everything when it comes to creating and preparing for competitive Pokemon battles, whether friendly or serious. We've discussed about the differences between battle formats, meaning singles and doubles. We've discussed the categories Pokemon belong in, meaning sweepers, walls, and supports. We've talked about the roles Pokemon will be fulfilling, meaning what their tasks on the team are. And finally, the major threats our team must face and how we counter them with our current team members. Now, however, we discuss how your team synergizes together, starting off with how team members' abilities, moves, and fighting styles synergize together, meaning they work well together. Next, we'll talk about how team members' abilities, moves, and fighting styles will have incompatible synergy, meaning they don't work well together. And finally, we'll talk about how the team synergizes together as a whole, based on all that we know about the team members on it, their items, and finally the playstyles of both the trainer and the team's overall plan when it comes to battles. Starting off, 2 team members that synergize well together on my team are Lenoa, my Pheromosa, and Alexandra, my Sarina. With the Choice Scarf equipped and her ability Queenly Majesty, Alexandra protects Lenoa against the one major counter she is weak to: priority moves. Lenoa may be one of the fastest Pokemon that also hits the hardest in Sun and Moon, but even her high speed can't beat priority attacks, which is where Alexandra comes in. While Lenoa deals massive damage with her strong high risk high reward moves, any opponent she hits will often be in low health or KO'd, allowing Alexandra to either finish them off or target the second foe down by moving before the other side has a chance. Unless the opponent protects, these 2 are guaranteed to at least knock out one opponent or severely cripple their team members. So, these 2 have great synergy together, with one protecting the other, allowing them to perform at their best. Some more great synergy in the team members can be found between Faria, my Talonflame, and Alexandra. Faria's Gale Wing ability may have been nerfed, but it is still one of the strongest abilities available, allowing for priority Tailwind. The only thing that could threaten that is something like the move Fake Out, which has a much higher priority, meaning it will always go first, causing the target to be flinched and be unable to move. Yet, thanks to Queenly Majesty, Faria can safely set up a Tailwind without fearing any other priority moves like Fake Out, or even priority taunts. Faria offers good synergy by combining her powerful attack presence, meaning that unless the opponent does not focus on her, they risk taking priority damage from her Brave Bird or Firium Z Flare Blitz. This gives Alexandra the opening she needs to focus where her damage goes and what she wants to accomplish, whether it's Trop Kick stat reduction, U-turn damage into swapping out, or even high jump kick damage. When it comes to synergizing my team, Tapu Fini offers great synergy with all of her fellow team members, simply by using her ability to create the Misty Surge. When created, her terrain protects against all status conditions and confusions someone may employ against me. She can even use this ability to benefit me, such as the moves Swagger and Flatter, which both increase stats but cause confusion. Other good synergy in my team can be found in Lenoa, my Pheromosa, and my Nihilego. Because Lenoa is so physically offensive, she may struggle against Pokemon that resist or attacks very well, Pokemon like Celesteela, or Pokemon simply geared toward protecting against physical attacks. This is where Nihilego comes into play, using moves that cover more types than what Lenoa is effective against. For those problems Lenoa can't handle, Nihilego deals with and finishes off what she can't KO in one hit. Also, since Nihilego is physically frail, Lenoa and Alexandra can use their two moves, Lunge and Drop Kick, to weaken physical attackers, allowing Nihilego a chance to attack and survive against physical attacking Pokemon. Furthermore, Coralina offers good synergy between herself and the rest of my team by using her two moves Scald and Ice Beam to cause burns to drastically weaken physical attackers, and freeze opponents, buying my team time to eliminate one threat while the other is trapped and unable to attack. The reason why I focus so much on lowering my opponent's physical attacking power is because most of my team have stronger special defense than physical defenses. While they won't survive long drawn-out battles, the number of options I have to decrease my opponent's physical attackers is high enough to keep me in the fight, despite my weaknesses. This is why my team synergizes well with each other. However, my team does not have 100% synergy between its team members. Despite the amazing synergy most of my team members have, there are going to be those team members that simply don't work well together. When it comes to incompatible synergy between my team members, Coralina, Milotic, and Tapu Fini do not have the greatest of synergy. In fact, they do not synergize at all when it comes to their playstyles. Coralina wishes to use her two moves, Scald and Ice Beam, to not only deal damage but to also cause burns and freeze my opponent's Pokemon. However, this cannot happen if Misty Terrain is in effect, as the terrain will protect Pokemon from status conditions like burn and freeze. Tapu Fini wants to protect against those status conditions, so her ability will not only protect my team but also my opponent's team. This means that any Pokemon that I would want to cause a burn or inflict a freeze on will be safe if Tapu Fini hits the field and keeps the terrain up long enough. Because of their playstyles, all synergy revolving around protecting against physical attackers with burns and weakening the opposing side with freezes is thrown figuratively out of the team's playbook the instant these two join the battle together. That covers how the team members synergize together and how their synergy is incompatible based on their fighting styles, abilities, and moves. When it comes to their overall team synergy, this team as a whole would receive an 8 out of 10 for synergy rating. While most of the team members work well together, strategies and tactics revolving around weakening the opponent in some way to protect my team falter a little because of conflicting fighting styles. The team members work well together, and while they don't have a response to every conceivable threat imaginable, they can still offer enormous potential simply based on how well I've managed to make them work together. This concludes the guide introducing and getting you started with creating your own competitive Pokemon team. Hopefully, after watching this series, you know how to think about forming your team based on what format you'll be competing in, how to categorize your Pokemon based on their stats and abilities are like, how to assign each Pokemon you put on the team a role they'll fulfill, how to make counters to your team's major threats using your team members' moves and abilities, and finally, recognizing how well your team's members synergize together. Remember though, each team will be different at the personal level. While two teams may look similar and have the same Pokemon, their trainers may and probably will give them entirely different moves and items, changing how they fight entirely. Keep everything you've learned in mind as you fashion your own team for competitive battles, and remember, keep thinking tactically. If you can do well when it comes to forging your team based on a tactical and strategic level before any battles begin, you'll already be halfway on the road to victory. I'll see you all next time, my tacticians.